Hello. Oh, interesting. Hi, Stony. How are you? How was your weekend so far? On this, I guess, still Sunday for you in your head, even though it's midnight and 30 seconds. I'm okay. Cat, hi. Oh, come on in. You didn't answer me on Discord, Cat? What's that about? Sorry. Calling you out in the morning, like so. Shit. I see. It's safe. It is absolutely safe. You know what? I can even show that on stream. Can you believe it? Sorry. Basically, that little guy was on my walk 3 days ago, and he was guarding the path. I took a nice picture. He has a bit of a recognizable haircut and a recognizable mustache, but other than that, he cute. By the way, if you didn't know it, no one knows that, so that's fine. But I did not. I did not. This is one of my others accounts on Instagram, if you're someone who uses Instagram, where I'm just basically posting pictures of the space between flats and mansions in Japan. This thing is a bit of an obsession of mine, where I do love the tiny space in between buildings, and so I dedicated like an entire account for that space between two buildings. So there's like a lot of street, but a lot of these. I love these things. I don't know why. It's just cute. It's just cute. It's complicated to how can I say that? Take pictures of in between buildings without looking like a creep. So I'm doing that in the evening, which is even more creepy than if I did that during the day. Maximilian, hi, welcome on. But yeah, the account is a play on word on these two things, which is basically biru is beer and biru is building. And so this thing is the space between two building or the space between two beer. And so depending of the intonation of the first B, if you are like no if you're like foreigner like me and you place a B a bit too long, you get a beer. So that happened. But yeah, that picture right there was really cool. I had like a nice one last night, but yeah. Anyways, all that just for the cat. How are you? Maximilian, I will not be able to read you if you write in Portuguese, even though you said you just decided to write in Portuguese today. I think that's what you said. Oh, is that a little Red Bull? No, it's not. No, Red Bull is more orange than this. This is
Evil_Maximilian just resubscribed for 4 months. Oh shit, you read Portuguese? Props to the French.
Thank you for the resub, but no, I don't read Portuguese. Portuguese and that's very. I really need a fucking ND filter. The Portuguese, the Spanish, the Italian, and sometimes German, Dutch, but not exactly, are kind of close to French in terms of Latin / Scandinavian languages. So I can comprehend these things sometimes, but it's complicated. And I've received a lot of shit during the weekend. I can show. I mean, I don't know if I can show you in house, but yeah. I think it's because you're not used to it. Alright, so I received these yesterday. This is a 24 ribs, 24 fins umbrella. Don't ask me why, but that's the delivery from yesterday. Really nice looking umbrella. The one that I have is a very tiny one, like a tiny 40 centimeters wide umbrella, and then this one is like a 65 type thingy, like very wide. Maybe if I left it outside, maybe, but I got it in green because it's really cool. The black one was also black and blue one were pretty interesting for the patterns that they have, which I kind of like this sacred geometry type thingy. But I said, well, why not just go for something a bit more cute and take something bigger and more. I was thinking about this one, but because I love that color, it's very Japanese color. But yeah, all the gray, but the gray pattern is wild. Anyways, that happens. So I bought that. I now have fully fleshed out umbrella. I have a second one coming in on Friday. Don't ask me why. Shit happens. And Stony, to answer the question of what the fuck is that piss juice thing? It's that. It's that the thing that pisses me off is the fact that this box here, that is that's a render, that's a 3D render with their new design, and the one I got is the old version of the packaging, and I think it's also an old formulation of the pre-workout, which is kind of not so good. But anyways, I don't know, that's, I'm just gonna die soon, it's fine, don't worry about it. Anyways, yeah, it is piss juice, 100% piss juice. So during the weekend things happened. I went on walks, which was pretty fine, and I had a bit of a chat with Dust to be able to get the ATEM support for YouTube. So for tomorrow's stream, we should have things working, maybe. I don't know. We'll see about that. But I can't find a way to make the sub alert, aka the follow alert on YouTube working properly. So it's, for now, I don't know. Anywho, that happens. So stream on YouTube tomorrow at the same time around 7. If I wake up too early, I can stream earlier, but I don't know. On Sunday, I woke up at 5:40, kinda. Had my breakfast, had my pre-workout, and then I went to the gym at basically 7:30, and it was kind of empty. So I may swap things out a bit and try to go to the gym in the morning before streams. I don't know, I can't wait to get into the real good schedule because, fuck's sake, that waking up in the morning at that early is just bad for me. I know it. I know it. So I can't wait to be able to do that. Also, yeah, just these ones, right? Being able to have a bit of a sleep time in the morning, that I'm waiting for that. With, as we said, the ability to have another day right here if I feel like it. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it will be this one that would be another day. I have no clue. Anywho, for now, we are on that schedule right here, which is tomorrow is YouTube at 7-ish, and Thursday Twitch again, and Friday YouTube. So if you haven't noticed, there have been some teeny tiny changes on the overlay of this, on this overlay specifically. The background that we have around is now purple when we are on Twitch. It will be primarily red when we are on YouTube, and I have a set of other platforms that exist and I use with scene collections that already have colors, so that way you will know in which platform the stream has aired. It's kind of interesting. Maybe, I don't know. And then the second thing that happens during the weekend is I finally published my first official YouTube video, which is it's a big first for me. Yeah, I did like a bit of a rant on the VR AR stage, people saying that they are expert on the Apple Vision design, spatial design. I had a bit of a rant around these because that was bad, that thing right here. And so in order to make that video, I had to record that video and edit and plan and all that. So, right, so far, so good. Thank you, Stony, for leaving a comment on there. I appreciate it a lot. But I worked on the thumbnail. So, Kat, if you've worked on thumbnails before, I know that. But I've worked on these thumbnails things. X, hi, welcome on in. How are you? And what do you mean? I don't think so. The pose that I added in the middle, would I put more music in, was a intentional split. Do you really want a flat window? You really want a flat window? I don't know. I think it's like that's a good point. You know what? That's a good point. You have a very specific use case where you need some type of text editor things, and you can't really have a text editor that is in an immersive things other than potentially having the ability to do a bit of a Star Wars text feeder type, right? So you're typing and then it just goes into a galaxy far, far away. That could be an immersive-ish type of thing, but I have my doubts on the usefulness of having. Let me just back out a bit, and you probably will hear me less. But let's say we have VR set, and I have my keyboard around here in VR, but I have my visual there. I feel like that's annoying, whereas I could just be here looking at my keyboard and my plane like in front of me. I think that's the main point for me. It's like if you're typing and you don't touch type because you're in VR environments, so it's really more complicated to do so, unless you have like your physical keyboard as always. But even then, if you look down at where your keyboard is and you have your screen just above your keyboard, or your panel with your VS Code thing just above your keyboard, that's a more like immersive and true coding experience for me, at least for an AR VR environment. And let's say the screen, which will be a rectangle in front of me, isn't VS Code above me or the terminal, but it would be the production version or the preview, the local host version of the thing that I'm working on a constant like cycle of refreshing. So that means that if I'm looking at the keyboard for touching on the virtual keyboard and seeing the code that I'm writing just above me, just above the keyboard, and then when I look up I see how it looks, and I can just look down, continue typing, do my thing, potentially swipe something to go from HTML to CSS if I'm doing some web stuff, but I'm still in that environment that is in front of me at on an arc-shaped thing, and then on looking up I just see the result. I think that's more, it's still like a rectangle, glass rectangle, but it's better than just having a glass rectangle here, forcing you to do that movement every time that you're typing something because you can't touch type on an AR VR thing, right? Just yet. At some point you will be able to, but for now you can't. That still doesn't work, fuck me. Baho, hi, welcome on in, how are you? Have a good kid time. I will do my best to do so. I'm doing good. Maximilian, you said something that I haven't. How are you, Pahon? How was your weekend? Oh yeah, that. So the thumbnail thing. Basically, what happened is I created a set of options to help me generate good-ish thumbnail with a very similar behavior. That's the idea, and getting things on and off really quickly. So from here, right, these ones are the one that I called export me. From there, I can potentially change the texture in the background if I want something like a bit different. Can have different types of basic effect, and then I have my my backgrounds that I can like swap, which technically I can't. I shouldn't use the light ones. Maybe I have these ones with I don't know, that as a test, and I just need to change the common in color, and that's another thumbnail. And so the way that is built is with all of these sub-level, or not sub-level, but kind of sub-level elements, components, where you have the background. The background is taking colors and places and shapes and whatever. And on top of the background, you have the texture. So all of my currently defined noise textures that can just be swapped from here. And then that background is instead of my main component in the background. On top of that, I have the arrow placement, where if I change it from one, it changes everywhere. And then I have my text in both styles because that's easier to manage for me. Whereas I should use variables right now, just for the sake of using variables, but I was too lazy to create them anyways, so I decided not to do so. But I think I should do that at some point. And then that gives me this pretty useful thing, specifically because here I have a title props or text props, meaning that if I start typing on the black one, it's also edited on the light one, and because everything is componentized, everything updates itself. So that's pretty useful for me. So yeah, and this is the thumbnail that we have for tomorrow's stream, because as you might know, I don't know, because YouTube is working a bit differently, we have to have thumbnails and descriptions and information on YouTube that I have absolutely no clue how to do or properly do. So I'm kind of scared, let's be honest here. I have no clue how to do 90% of the thing that I'm supposed to do. So we'll see. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's not fine. I think these some thumbnails are not the best yet, but I think they change. Like, right? If I'm looking at my feed, the bright colors are helpful, but for some reason, I don't know, I feel like it's a nice cut, different style, different feel. It's a very simple thumbnail, but I don't want to do these, right? I don't know. Also, I don't understand that fucking music. Anyways, I don't want to have like a face thumbnails just yet. It doesn't feel right. It will feel right soon, but it doesn't feel right now. like, yeah, no, the music is it's just bad. I want to have the epidemic player working, but I can't like feed through the stream. I can't find a solution. It's pissing me off, because they have added like so much things. You know what? I could do that. Give me a second. That might work. 1 second. Might work. Yeah, it's a different style. That's the main point. That's the main point. Bitch, can you log me in, please? Like, that would be highly appreciated. Thank you. Sorry, just Opera being Opera. So.
Bad AOA, bad.
Maybe if I go in studio mode, and you might see something pop in on screen. I know you like it. That's a test. Nah. That doesn't work. Cool. Maybe that's a full screen capture. Wait, you know what? Application capture. No. Bitch, where you at? I absolutely cannot find the thing I need to find. That's weird. Yeah, but you know he likes it anyways, so that if I change that to application capture then and do that, and then one second. Rose, hi, welcome on in. How are you? Oh, so Opera is now working. Alright, so if I do that, do you have music? I think yes. That took me a while to get through. So I don't hear it as much because it's like going through things, but what that is I have now that, which is good. Meaning that I can now go here finally in drum and bass, get rid of the fucking vocals because annoying, and have the entirety of the drum and bass catalog to me, which is fine because they updated and added some more music for me, which I appreciate. You know what? I should do that so that I can hear shit, and then for you, I should do that. Cool. Anywho, bye Spotify. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. So yeah, these. Why did I change screen again? Why am I the way I am? I don't know. I do not know. So these are the ID for the thumbnails. I'm just trying to get something that is eye-catching and not dark mode as much as I can. That's my first plan. I'm trying to make sure that the thumbnails are not very much dark mode, because most YouTube thumbnails, for me at least, when they are like images, they are like dark-ish, and so I'm trying to get that out of the ID. So, right? I don't know. But anyways, we're streaming on YouTube tomorrow. That's the important bits from today, and these would be the key thumbnails for the next ish videos. I have like the ability to swap things out, put the blurriness here and there. We'll create more backgrounds in the future, that's for sure. And depending on the app that we're using, like when we're on Figma, I think we're going to be in a purple pink-ish options, because the icon is purple pink-ish. But then on Framer, if we do Framer streams at some point, we will use the blue one. If you're on Kick, we could have this one. And that's we'll see. There was no YouTube stream yet, not yet. The YouTube stream will happen tomorrow or tonight, depending on where you are located. But yeah, no YouTube stream just yet. There was one 2 weeks ago, but that was like a test stream to check if the bandwidth and the latency was good enough, which was fine, but you know, that happened. Anyways, on today's stream, past the, I need to keep that for references because I feel like we will talk about it every day. Stony, we have two options. I mean, we have more than two options, but we have two options. I have bad news and good news. I have... Bad news is, let's go with the bad news first. The bad news is the components that we're using here, as you can probably tell, are not working as intended, and no, and therefore we need to work on these as options as soon as we can to make sure that we can have these working. As you can probably tell right here, that dark mode that I'm adding is not matching with the dark mode that we had defined in the previous instances of these elements, because I have changed them. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, because of that, there is like a need for a lot of components dark mode to be made. That was the plan for tomorrow's stream, to be honest, continuing on the dark mode thing, because we can, and that is important to do. But during the weekend I discovered something new, and that something new is called Reshaped. Reshaped is an interesting component library in React and in Figma at the same time with how's it called? With code, viable themes, and things that are basically identical, using the same property in the Figma file than they are doing in the React codes. That's really interesting. However, I know how annoying it is to once again swap library. I'm just thinking about the implications, because it's based on Tailwind CSS like variables, and it's also very close to what we already have. I'm thinking maybe we could implement these because they have dark mode and light mode pre-made. There is some issues with Figma at the moment. Let's be 100%. The code quality seems to be good, but it's also, my goal here is not necessarily for Stony, but more for the transition in between him and me. Meaning that, for example, the components that I have created here have some sort of structure that is not necessarily what will happen or will result in code. Whereas what they did here is that the Figma library and the code is shipped together, and as they say, everything that is in the Figma file is reflected in the code, and everything in the code is reflected in the Figma file. So you have this crossover that basically ensure that if you see something in the Figma file, it's the same name in code. And currently what happens is, I'm sure that Stony has abstracted some of the names that I've used because it's too long, or because it's doesn't make sense to him, but it makes sense to me, and so we have things that don't have the same name. Whereas here I could have something that is 100% one-to-one in the component files. So that's the reason why I'm thinking about it. I bought the entire library. We have some issues with publishing, as I was just saying. I don't know why, but for some reason when I'm trying to publish this fucking library, it doesn't want to. If it does today, I will be extremely happy, but right, it does this right here. Publishing failed, and I contacted the support. They have no fucking issues. I contacted the creator of Reshaped. They said that if it doesn't work, they will still be happy to refund me, so that probably will happen. And yeah, so we'll see. Yeah. Kane, hi, welcome on in. How are you? So I'm thinking about it, right? The fact that it have everything, it's missing a lot of shit. Let's be clear here. But this is the foundation. It doesn't have like as much colors as we need, but it has like a basic behavior with things. So that's pretty good. Don't think about killing yourself. That's not good. That's not good for yourself. It's not. It's not. It's not. Right, so this thing is interesting, and they have I have like the pre-release V2 option. Rose, thank you. That's a good answer. Right, but they have all of these things that are pretty interesting. The behavior, they have some build behaviors that just makes no sense to me as a designer, but might makes a lot of sense for the devs. So that's to be defined, basically. Right. Right. Yeah, quitting your job is enough. Yeah. So I'm still thinking about all that. Interesting. Oh yeah, good. Right, the fact that they already have all that done. That's really useful. That is like very, very useful to make sure that I don't have to do all that work. And that is the reason why I saw. Right, this is what I yeah. I want to avoid that. Light mode and dark mode having the same thing. It's a global unit. It doesn't need to have two modes. Anywho, so Stony, what do you think about potentially changing library? I know you don't give a shit on your side. It doesn't change much. It's just me needing to do all of the changes on my side to make sure that it matches. But you know, if I mean, I said that before. I will repeat myself. If I start to be a freelancer, and it works, which is the biggest thing. But if I start to be a freelancer and it works and I can make money and I'm not overwhelmed with a project, but have enough project to delegate and give you things to do, there are a lot of people in this chat that can receive some job opportunity with working with me. That I haven't completed dark mode, Stony, no, and that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking about like just doing that. I'm also thinking about other things, as in Untitled UI by Jordan is also probably going to have the viable support soon in an update, and the only changes that we have done on these are the buttons have changed and some of the behavioral definition, as in we can do that. I mean, we need to do that at some point anyways. It's just that things needs to happen. Oh, interesting. That one shouldn't exist. Oh, that's interesting. Damn. Sorry. How come? Yeah. Let me just get rid of these because that's not good. All right. So Mondays we are building the Star Guardian Dark Mode. That's okay. That's okay. 59 instances. Sorry. 59 instances of these. 59. Holy shit. Oh yeah. Oh fuck. Why? Sorry. I mean, I need to keep them anyways, so let's just... Everything is fine. Everything is fine. It's just... It's not what you're supposed to see. I'm guessing we will have like multiple sizes in it. Yeah. Fuck. Right now these things are linked to another library, and I don't want this to be linked to another library, so I'm unlinking these components, and it is a very bad move on my side, let me be clear, because it uses styles that don't exist anymore on this library, so that's pretty not good. But it seems I have, oops, kinda done something that works. Anywho, does my... Yes, it works now. Cool. Cool. So we need to do the dark mode for Stony. For anyone that uses the secondary library, which is cool. We will have that done soon, I guess. And the primary 500 doesn't exist because we don't have it yet. I should replace shit, but I'm too lazy right now, so let's not do that. Cool. Anyways. Let me go over the thing that we need to do, because... Oh, that's where... Alright. Basically, on the component file... I'm crying already. On the component files, we have some components that currently don't have a light mode, dark mode options, and in the variables that we have started to create, we only have the buttons and the badges. And as you can see, the badges are all 0 for everything, which is not great. But we will find a solution for that. I've done that already on another file. I've done everything up to the sliders has been done on another file, and I need to do it again here. That is... That's why I'm crying. Shit. Right, anyways, I need a pee. Give me a second. All right. I don't want to do it. I said that multiple times. I don't want to do it again. Shit. So let me check. Let me check the buttons viable. Buttons viable seems to have been pretty okay. However, the build is different. So, let me explain. That behavior right now for the viable construction is pretty simple. We have our styles, and then we have a variable per state, right? So background primary, and then we have the primary for default, hover, active, disabled. And then we have the same thing for secondary, and then we have content, and content has the same build, so default, hover, active, disabled, and then we have the borders for the same state, whatever. And then the last thing is the sizes, and the sizes or the scale is something that pisses me off right now, but is fine, but it pisses me off right now. In our buttons, the construction is really simple. We have like our content, which has way more than just this, and then we also have changes in the font and the icon sizes. Currently, the icon size can be like adapted with a variable. That's not an issue. However, the font size cannot. And that is fucking annoying, because I can't have a change in these variables easily made without changing the font. Like this one is in small and this one is in base, so we are going from 14 points to 16 points, and that just makes the button bigger because the font is bigger, because the line height is bigger. In the other files, the way that I did that is I had an abstraction for the button scale, another sub-level collection, where instead of having all of my variables for sizing in different groups, I had them in different modes. And it's good, but it's not great. Right now, I would love to be able to just take that and say create a new collection from this group, but I can't because Figma doesn't think that this is a good idea yet. So we'll see if they change that at some point. I don't think so. We never know. And I'm debating a lot of shit right now. The badges, going back to what I did on the badges, is split in the same type of manner, right? We have our colors for the badges, well, currently background, and we need to do the same thing for the content, so just duplicate that and call that content. And then the sizes is the same behavior, and we need to have like 3 sizes, so small, medium, and large. And I think what I had in mind was to make the base corner radius gap padding in some sort of global variable, but I don't know anymore. And so these ones having different sizes and different overall padding, all that, The only thing that changes for real is the font size. The rest, like for example, the avatar size is 16 on each, even on the smallest one. So it's just a variable on font size that I can't really get. That is not great. You cannot have that. So I'm thinking this is 2-2 and this is 4-4, right? But the rest is the exact same. Shit. Ugh. This one is breaking my brain for some reason. There are a lot of things that just don't make sense, and I wish it did, but it doesn't. So we gotta live with that. We gotta live with that. And I don't think we have the abstraction level on these styles anyways. Let me load them just to check my variables here. Yeah, I haven't created that anyways. I have my scale, I have my font scale already, so that's pretty cool. And my opacity scale, but these things cannot exist just yet. So we will see. We will see. I did the line height scale. Holy shit. I did more work than I thought. That's what happened when I hyper focus on a file for no reason. Good. Anyways. So we need to do the badges at some point, that's for sure. And the badges group as well. Ah. 1 second, brain is processing something. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So let me create an abstraction level for the communication colors here. And that abstraction level will have the basic action pending, warning, success and error, which I think I can't. I think I can just have fuck. I can only have 4. I really need to find a way to make that work and create variables without paying, because so we have 100, which is right. Basic. Does shift enter works? No, it doesn't. Cool. Let's do our scale. So we have 5, 6, 8, 9. We don't have 2 and we don't have 7s because they are useless. I mean, they're useless. They are not used by us, let's say that. And then because I'm pretty much thinking about how the implementation needs to be happening, meaning that currently in Tailwind and on other style guide we have the 25, 50, 200, 700, 950. These values are not existing, so I usually just create a new styles called deprecated slash and then 25. So that creates like a new folder, and I can just create my others slightly different colors in there. So 950, and now we have everything. And so my base here, let's start with the most important one. I think the error one is the one that you want to have here. So error will be taking that. I should type the amount of mouse travel that Genie would complain about. I'm complaining about it now. It's annoying. And last one, I could just type 900, to be honest. That would be better. But for the thing that is completely different and that hasn't been really explained before, the deprecated one are currently retaking another style that already exists. So for example, here we are needing the 100 in error. We do the same thing for the 50, and the 200 is using the 300 as a gateway things. The 700 is taking the 600, and the 950 is taking the 900. And by doing so, that means that if in our design I decide to use a 950 for some reason to make sure that Stony knows that he needs to use a 950, the visual things on my side will be taking the 900 so that it doesn't really break from the system, but on his side it will be a bit darker. And if he's using like a 25 for background, and I don't have 25, I can use the 25 and it's darker on my side, but on his side it will be better. So that's the plan, and that's why I used the deprecated. And so right now that value is error, and we can have a new mode that we can call success, and then from here just do that, swapping all of our values for success, and we should be good real quick. 600 and 900. And then I need to think about that. Does pending exist? Not really. Action, yes. Warning, kinda. So I kind of want to make warning an action. I think pending is not useful for Stony specifically. It's currently not useful for White Panther either. So, with that in mind, let's warning. So warning 100. 3, 4, dang, 5. I wish I could just remap the thing. I wish like the title of your fucking colors would work, right? If you change a thing and it's called similarly to another color style that you already have or another variable that you already have, it can already remap like automatically things. I just made a huge mistake on this one. It should work, right? I'm sure AI will help. It won't. And the last one, I said action, and action is blue. I think action is the first one, right? Yeah. It's even before my primary. That's wild. Bending is an abstraction of the primary right now, so that's not great. Let's be clear. 5 more to link, and we are good on that. So the reason why I'm doing this with a color mode and not with a different folder is because that way I can reduce the amount of components used in the badge section. I should at least be able to. We'll see if I can. I think I can, but just that's the plan. The plan is to get these and then port it right. The thing is, that is fucking annoying. That's expensive. That's $100, euros, kinda, per person per month, with a minimum of 7 people. So you are paying $700 per month at a minimum, and it's billed annually. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anywho, let's can I publish this? I should. It tastes weird. Bitch, what the fuck? Alright. So the idea here is probably that. The idea here is I have the error warning success component, and basically with the change that I just made, these ones can go away. And I think the blue, which is currently using the action, is also able to go away. So I can technically get rid of one of them that isn't the one that I need. So let's just keep errors, because error is the one that will be used the most. Right here. Boom. We got rid of it. And now that also impact our buttons. I'm thinking we can entirely use these mode for some of the buttons that we have. That would be cool. That way we can have like an action button, an error button, or a button in error state without having to really think about it. And let me do my color abstraction. I think I need that. I think I need that here. All right. So that is a communication color. Let's create a new variable called primitive or primary. Primary. And that primary is doing the exact same thing. So we have 100. I think I will call that primary 100, even though it's not really a good idea. But, you know, do I care? Not really. Primary 300. And we have the same scale as always, because it's useful. I could do that, but I won't. I was thinking about creating the 700 right now so that we have it, but it's much faster for me to just do that. $200 and one more. $950. See how I'm looking at the keyboard, X? I don't know if you're still looking, but I'm looking at the keyboard while I'm tapping because I can't touch type. So if I was in a VR environment, I would want to have that fucking thing in front of my keyboard. Would be better. And basically these ones are in a new group, and that group is called deprecated. Cool. Cool. So here I want to use my primary 100. And I also wish we could like basically just use things through. I don't know. Feel like it would be better. Right? I don't know. At least I can search. That's the benefit. 900. And the last one, 900. Okay, cool. So that's my abstracted version of my primary color. For now, we have the mode in default. I don't need to create more mode right now, but I need to reuse that color scale in our components on the other side in order to get something that makes more sense and that is easier to swap in the future. So currently Stony is using the basic purple, regular purple, which is the default theme color here on that style guide, and we need to do the same thing here. Specifically, I think on the buttons, there are some shit that needs to happen, but yeah, let's publish this for now, just so that it doesn't give me like a notification, and yeah. What a dumbass move from me. And Figma has like a huge issue, as I said, with publishing and updating styles lately, since Friday basically. So we'll see if that works on this one. Anyway, so right, let me re-explain a little bit. The abstraction colors for the primitives and the primary color and the communication colors is a way for me to limit the amount of variable created. That's a first, but also to limit the amount of components used. So if I could, and I think that's the way to go right now in the free mode, which is fucking annoying, because if at some point they get 5 mode instead of 4, I will be goated for most of our components, but for now we just have 4. So I think for the color scale, like here right now, X, welcome back. For the color scale, maybe I can create some type of abstraction scale 4x4, because we have a certain amount of colors. I can't click out of that model. If I do, I will lose progress, so I can't touch shit. But basically they're getting all of my blues together, all of my greens together, all of my orange together, all of my pink together, and have these in modes to potentially swap them, but it's also really annoying. It's kind of bad that right now we can only swap modes, not folders, because if you have a folder which contain the small sizes and another folder which contain the medium sizes, you just need to swap the values, but you can't. You need a mode right now, which I think is a business strategy on Figma side to make sure that people buy the plans that are higher. But yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. And Stoney, you asked about why not finish the library first. One of the answers is because I know that Jordan is working on it. I think I said that already, but I will say it again. Because Jordan, the creator of Untitled UI, is working on the viable support. I know that. So basically what I'm doing is a waste of time. And I could just wait for Jordan to publish an update. But while we are waiting for Jordan to publish an update, there is no work being done on our side, which is not great. Which is not great. So, debatable. Oh, these publishing are taking ages. Ages. They just need to say validated or published or success. Something. So I can do something else on the page. Please. Please. It's not working. It's not working. It is. It is. It has worked. It has worked. Neat. Right. So here we have indigo, purple, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have pink with the rosé, and then we have the orange. And the orange is basically the alerts. So we can just get rid of the orange anyways. And then we have the blue-gray and the gray, which are also an abstraction of the same thing. So technically, we could have like a primary badge, which are primary color gray and blue-gray, and then a secondary badge that is the action badges. It's not that I have to do it again on your file once the library has been updated, but it's just that the current style of things that we have defined in the previous versions of these components has kind of been overrated, and we need to rethink about that a bit. To be honest, I'm kidding. I think it's better for me to push through the viable creations, even if that means that on your file it will be kind of clunky here and there, because I don't know the best option just yet. But at least that will be the learning experience. That's what we say, right? It's a learning experience, and so we'll do that. We'll do that. Let me just, for some sort of security, yeah. That. So in styles, if I have like a, do I have a primary? Yes. So I'm swapping things. To make sure that we have the right abstraction colors going through in most, if not all, of our color schemes right here. By doing so, if I change my primary colors later with another theme, I can easily have everything swap at once. Yeah, we have to. I agree. I agree. Sadly. I don't want to agree though, but I have to. I have to. Tags, do we have things on tags now using? Nope. And on badges, not for now. Not for now. Yes. So here, that brain took a detour, I'm sorry. Here we have error, warning, success, blue, blue, gray, blue light, which are our communication colors. And purple, which is currently our pending, but pending doesn't exist yet. So I can delete warning, success, and blue light, right? Because warning, success, and blue light don't exist. They will be replaced by error. Error will be replaced, the name will be replaced by communication, and it's the communication badges. And then purple is supposed to, currently using like a bit of purple and pending. I am unsure about the use case here. Why do you do something that is 10 times more work for yourself? That's I really become Italian when you do things that makes no sense to me. Really. No, I get it. But why does it take you so much time? Couldn't you do it in a lower, like, doesn't it work in less time for you in work related thing? Sorry, brain is just trying to find a solution. Doesn't work. I don't know what Prisma is, but maybe. My brain is telling me maybe you can have a mode that is taking the default, hence gray primary, blue gray as default colors, but that's like default mode. And then you have communication mode that just take the communication color, which will have like a swap, which is kind of annoying, but that can kind of work. And then you can have a color mode that just take a color, but then if I do that, it's a variable for color, and then I need to override to get the right colors, which is not good. So I think that's not the way to go just yet. And yeah, no, I get it. It makes sense. I mean, speed or fast reaction time is much better. I agree. But if it's 10 times more work for you, that seems like a lot. Right? So, I don't know. Content. Yeah. I guess. Okay. Because we have two modes, we have the outline and the non-outlined one. I'm thinking that would work, but also not entirely. And we have a bit of a change in color here, and I don't know if I want that to be the case. So we might just apply everything with everything and hope for the best. Right now, some of our things are using the transparencies, which I don't know if I want to have. But for the sake of the variables, I will use the 100 for everything. That way, we are kind of good. Right. Do I have... Communication 100. Blue. Blue. Just blue. You don't have blue? Like, holy shit. Okay. Fine. Fine. Blu-ray. Indigo. They really like abstraction. That's for sure. Purple, pink. Sorry, one of my friends sent me a text that made me smile for reasons. Oh. Yeah. And orange non-dark is here. Okay, so that's our background, and then currently our content is using 600 for everything, so I will do the same thing here. And I need a pee again. Damn it, that is so bad. 1 second. made some mistake with the AC. That's what happened when I drink sugary drink and I can't control myself because I just love the sugary drinks. I just go pee every fucking 10 seconds. It's just it. It's bad. It's bad. Anyways, I think we use blue light. So let's do that here. Blue gray 600, indigo 600. I wish Figma understood what I was doing and put me in the right tab every time, but it's not the case just yet. It will at some point, maybe, I don't know. And orange non-dark. 600. Okay, good. The sizes are supposed to have different base. Right, the gap here is 6, the gap here is 6, the gap here is 4, and here it's 4 as well. So I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't do them, because I have like a huge chunk of thinking saying that these are probably going to be a pain in the butt to make sure that they have all the things properly set. And I feel like if I set them to 4, some of them are a bit crammed, but I think for the sake of making sure that that works, I'm gonna do them at 4 for everything. And we also have the unevenness. That is true. I forgot about that. Well, let's not work on that just yet. Let's not work on that just yet. So, if we said something as these are taking our background, which is supposed to use our local colors for the badges. Right? Yeah. And then the content is supposed to take the content. That I hate Figma. I love you, Figma, but I hate you 99% of the time when you publish something new. That's the truth. Yeah. It makes no sense. Like, why don't you keep me in that thing? Yeah. I know. But damn. Like, doesn't it look like I'm actively trying to add variables that I just created from the same files to these things? Like, isn't it the third or fifth time that I'm switching from my style component to my local colors to make sure that I have the right one? No, it's not the case. No, doesn't look like right adaptive content, adaptive UI behavior. That's the thing that I want to have, and I think I've been preaching for. As always, I know that these things will happen and then will be claimed by someone else. I've been saying that adaptive UI is the future of customization and no one is listening. So at some point, I don't give a shit. I'm done. It's just... Make sure that the software that you're building is clever or smart enough to understand what you're trying to achieve, and usually that works and that helps. But yeah, like I've been switching from styles to local every fucking time, but you're like, nah. That's not what you want to do. I know what you want to do. It's not that. It just makes no sense. Oops. Oh, so many to do. So many. At least, let me just, right, be okay with that. At least I named stuff kinda well, so that I can quickly search for things and apply. I need to do the blue-gray now. Apply these quickly. Like BG dash makes sense. I mean, makes sense. It's fine. And I can just paste content. That's okay. That's okay. I'm still complaining though, but that's okay. These are pending, and I think I want to use purple instead, because it will help. For now. 3 more. Almost there. Almost there. Shit. And think about it now. I mean, not now, but I need to do the same thing then on the other side. The other side being these. After it's a waste of time. I think Seke is kind of right in the abstraction of the colors, meaning that instead of doing what I'm doing with like badges, background, primary, badges, background pink, badges, background purple, just having the color variable used is a pretty good option. And technically speaking, if I were on a company like plan and having the ability to just have as many modes as I wanted to, I would just have one component, and I just made a huge mistake here. Would just have one component and then have many modes for all the colors, and that way we have like a badges button or badges background, and it just take primary or whichever other variables of color that we have in different modes. But it's not the case. I'm not paying 7k a month for 1k a month for just me. That's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. I mean, it would be, but it's not. It's not. Last one. We are almost done with these. Okay, cool. So now that these have been organized and linked to their respective variables, the plan is to create the variables for the secondary theme, meaning that right now the background is becoming like an outline and the content is changing. The thing is, the content is the same. It's the same color, right? If I get that primary 600 and the content primary is using the primary 600 as well. The background is just changing from the 100 to the 500, and that's it. So we have options. Technically speaking, the way of swapping things is just a Shift X. Will go from inner fill, your fill and stroke will be swapped. So that is the easiest way of changing these. So technically that means that the it's just one swap away, and we just need to swap or change our values in the variables. That was complicated to say for some reason. I don't know. So that is my default theme. And then I can create a mode, and that mode is outline. Shit. And so we'll just take that variable and select my 500 every time, because that's what we need. I hate when that does this. Sometimes it just doesn't want to focus on the right one right away, which is, I don't get it. It doesn't scroll to the right variable. So doing so impacts the other things with also swap and also the scale, size scale. I won't touch these so far, but I might have made a mistake also by creating that secondary mode right away without having the secondary scale done. But in order for me to make sure that everything works, let's do a selection with everything swap. So Shift X to swap our fill and outline. And then the stroke, right now we can place that. I think my stroke is 1, but I'm unsure. So let's test it out. It looks like to be a bit not like 1. It looks like to be a 1.5. So let's make it 1.5. That way they are all outlined. We're good with that. So Shift X again, so that we have, the reason why I'm doing this now is because it was 12 for some reason in the past, and we need it to be not 12. So now, unless I'm wrong, which I think is the case, but we never know, I can do that. I can do that, get rid of all of my secondary variables here, take my table there, get rid of it, take that, get rid of my background, and generate a prop table with prop star. So prop star will create a table with all of the variables and things from the components. At least it should do that, and I always have issues with how it's building these. The main issue is I know it takes the it takes the props as a base, and since you don't have props, that doesn't work. and then figure out how to make that work better. Let me just generate another table just in case without the style. That's much better. And that's even better because we have the country, X-close, all that, all in sub-level tight spaces. Cool. So, technically speaking, at this level, if I swap my badges outline, they all go with these. And now if I want to have that in a regular format, I just do Shift X. Cool. So that's interesting. It's not the best option, but it works. It might be weird for the designers. I'm thinking about that when a new designer is coming in and they want to have it in outline and they just click on outline and then it doesn't look like an outline. I might have to explain that in some type of documentation, but you know, anyways, the other things that I want to get rid of is the X-close. X-close is using the icon, and this one is using the icon as well. And I'm thinking we could 100% use just one variant and just say, well, when it can be closed, we use the X-close. When it cannot be closed, we use the icon. So the reason why I want to get rid of the X-close is because we have icon left and icon right. And that way, that's a very easy way for me to just skim the options. And then the second thing is the avatar or flag. These ones are using something that is 16 by 16, which is essentially the same ID. And right now these have how can I say, easy way to be lazy. Right, I could swap these for like preferred value, and in my preferred value check my avatar, and it will use that as a preferred value. Or I could also have the flag, not this one. I think did I put that in Miss Icon? Yes, I did. I think we have some globals. No, we don't. Okay. We don't have that. Well. AU then. As a default, right? It will propose either, at least it should. Let me check though, because I'm saying that it should. I don't know. Flag, avatar, and it works. Okay, cool. So I can get rid of these. I just want to limit the amount of values that can be changed. And now we also have the dot. The thing is, the dot is taking the color off the label compared to the avatar and the flags that are not. So that I need to keep them as separated as I can. However, they have, or they could have, similar spacing. They can't. Shit. I was thinking about getting the an option to get rid of that, but because of the unevenness of the padding, we get something that is not centered, so I can't get that to work easily. It's fine though. It's fine. Let's generate another table. Prop style is really useful though. I'm gonna say that a lot. Cool. So I'm trying to find a way to get the modes working for the spacing. So we have 3 modes, but we have 6 styles or 6 variants, one of them being a square, so that's fine. But still. Let me try something. Communication can stain. Cool. So we can have our base communication tag badge that will change color depending on the communication state that we need. So let's rename the error state with something that makes more sense, that is called communication. Primary is primary, gray is gray, that makes sense, and blue-gray could go up, but yeah, it's fine. So our 3 main are gray, primary, and communication, and then we have all the colors. It could have been splitted, to be honest. Could have been splitted, but I'm fine with that. Icon false, dot, country, left, right, icon only. That makes sense. That's our label text. We have the flag swap, or the I should call that flag avatar, I guess, just because, right, we need to have something that makes sense in the swap, available swaps. So that's flag / avatar swap property with the right letters in the right order, please. Don't forget the V. All right, icon right, icon left, icon only. These are my swaps. Which, yeah, I wish we could. I wish there was like a something that was equal in all of our styles, but no, there is not. Like this one is 8/8, this one is 12/8, this one is 812, this one is 4/6 or 612, this one is 1012, and this one is 1212. So no options. No options. I can use variables, I can use global variables for them. I don't like it, but I can. But I don't like it. Also, Stony, or anyone's, to be honest, something that is kind of annoying at the moment is the fact that in my dark mode, a lot of my variables and changes are based on the alpha layer, and using the white alpha layer for things that are on top of dark, and the dark alpha layer for what is on top of white, and getting that sorted properly is kind of annoying, because at the moment the alpha isn't an option. Like, I cannot use a variable of color with a variable of opacity, which is what I need, but I can't have, right? My opacity scale right now is supposed to work with all of my colors, but because so far I can't do that, it's kind of annoying. Shit, I did the wrong thing. Right, 100% is our regular opacity level, and so that new variable that will happen, which is the opacity, which is supposed to be coming on that feature before the end of the year. That's the plan, at least from what Figma has announced. As soon as this happens, the entirety of my colors needs to take the opacity variable as an option, and either I'm going through the entirety of my 500s. I think that's the best option, because my alpha layer is taking my 500 and putting an opacity scale on it to make sure that I have everything. So I'm thinking, right, just getting my pending 500 at 100% as a variable opacity, and then just being able to change that opacity variable to give me that transparency right here. Sorry for the flashbang, that surprised me as well. Right here, for example, all of my backgrounds for now, they are in the lightest color available, and it doesn't work on dark mode. However, if or when that opacity variable changes or is put in place, let's say I have my primary, and my primary is my primary 10% or my primary 20%, for example, you can see how a badge that worked in light mode also work in dark mode with me having nothing to do at all. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm using opacity, and that's one of the reasons why I want these to work, because I can easily just have like a solid version for the dark mode and light mode with the 500 because it works, and an opacity version for the default because it works as well. So let's change that back to 100. So I'm kind of reticent on creating the dark mode for these things. At least we reduce the amount of variables that are here, variables and variants used for that component. So that's easier on everything, I feel like. And we kind of need to apply them here, but you can see here where things have fucked. These pre-workout things have like texture like sand. It's not sand, but like you have crunchy bits inside of it. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. Oh yeah, that happened as well. Sorry, I absolutely forgot about that. The plugins that I'm using here, A-Shapes, great plugins. I paid for it, finally. And what that does is well, now that I have viable enabled content, let me just bring that back here and get rid of the original one. It now take my viable colors and viable names and apply it here. So it's a bit annoying right now because I have all the slashes for the groups, and it should just be like a content gray, but it's not the case. But that's a good start, I think. I think that's a good start for helping the devs to see when a variable is used or when a style is used, because that wasn't the case before. And yeah, kind of is a good update. It's not that expensive. I think it was like 100-ish. It's $8 per month. Kinda. That's fine. That's fine. I shouldn't have done that. 16 is 4, so let's use 3. Yeah, details. It just make the things way easier to scan here and there. This is an issue though. This is really close in color. I don't think on stream you can see the difference in between the two colors right there. I doubt it. But there is a rectangle right there. This one is F3, F3, F4, and the background here is F2, F2, F2. So that's really close. So I need to change these. Or option number 2 is making sure that the plugin is using the 10% outline trick. That way you have a limit or border to things that have the same background. Kind of helps. I can send that to the creator of the plugins to see if they could implement that in the next version. They are doing updates really quickly, so I'm really happy with that. Anyways, derails on myself. Same thing here, right? The goal was to have just one version and have the light mode, dark mode options, and with variables not necessarily needed anymore, but the results are gonna be annoying to map. Because that's a new collection of variables with the same values as like I'm thinking about creating just one. I mean, these are the same. Fuck. I can reuse the same variables. That's the brain is saying that. Right now, the feel here, which is my background, could technically take my BG primary as a default, and then from that I could take, without selecting, my main badges. Some of these things have frames for no reasons. These could take my content, right? Content primary for all of that, and that would be a good option, I think, because that way we have the same behavior. However, these ones need to call it BG primary. That's cool. These two here, which are the same but different sizes, need an override on the content. The background. They need like an override, it's a specific override specifically for this thing, and it's just a global variable for the badges group, which I think I can just create like a sub-level thing here called like global technically it's an inherit. So it could be a parent inherit thing because it's taking the supposed to. It's not the case because I can't do that in Figma, but it's supposed to take my parent frame background. Is that an option? I wish it could. I wish it could. Fruitis, hi, welcome on in. How are you? So the default, let's take the weight, and then as non-default outline, let's take white as well. White. Abysmal, hi. We are working on a dark mode, light mode theme kind of thing. Currently trying to get my badges to work with a potential swap with defining the variables for each of my components. That is basically what we're working on at that instant, and the goal is to get the most viable friendly behavior that you dreamed about designing. It was a layout. Good. How much time have you spent in the past 2 weeks on the layout? Because that's usually when currently it is for my own usage, because it is primarily coming from the Untitled UI UI kit, which is we've seen before, right? That kind of thing right there, which kind of love this thing, which you can buy if you want to. It's a good template. It's a good UI kit. It has some issues here and there that I'm trying to fix on my side, but right, it's good. It's a good base. It is, however, $120, so it can be a bit expensive. They have a free version. The free version is good. It has like a lot of things that works. You have way less components and way less variables, but it's good. Starter creators, I don't know that, but that is available. I currently am testing out Reshaped, which is another much less expensive option. The reason why I'm testing it out is because it has a light mode, dark mode pre-enabled with variables, plus the thing that I was zooming in before, plus the design equal code things. So when you buy it, you get the React components already pre-built based on Tailwind variables, plus the Figma libraries, and the props in the Figma library are equal to what you have in the code. So that is one of the reasons why I'm really heavily looking at it at the moment, but it may not be the end option. The third one that I have bought, and I'm awaiting the launch is from this one. I think if I do about, nope, they are just working on the about section right now, but Align UI is in the work by that person. They are saying they have done that, right? They are working on the about section. They are doing things that are really cool with really interesting textures and styles, and I do like what they are offering. They had a thing with a pre-holder of $49. I don't know how long that will stay, but I bought it for $49. I think the future price is $99, which is close to the original thing. I don't know exactly who that person is, but I know that the things that they create is really cool. Most of the designs are working well. There is like a ton of teeny tiny details here and there that it's similar to what I create, right? Like these things. You can see how textured these handles are. The toggles have a bit of a recessed, if you look at it, you have a bit of a recessed effect right here. And that's interesting. I'm not saying that it's the best option, but it's interesting to see that some other people are creating like really cool design things, like for example these that I made as well. A very similar thing with a recessed button that has like a bit of a highlight at the bottom and a shadow at the top, so it's like it looks like it's concave. So all these things are, all these details are really cool. I'm not expecting this one to be as close to code as Reshaped, and I know that Untitled is good but not great. That's one of the thing that I kind of hate about being me and trying out, buying all these shit. Every time that I see a new UI kit that is looking pretty cool, I buy it and I just see how it is to know if I can recommend it for you or to you or not. And most of the time I have issues with them, with the way that they build things. Like the first day that I bought Untitled, I found misalignments in the badges, and I told Jordan, he fixed it in the next version, but still I feel that for the prices that they have, I shouldn't be able to find issues. So for a line UI that is like currently 49, if I find issues in them, I don't mind because it was 49 bucks. But for Untitled or Reshape, which are like close to 100, if I find some issues with them, I have issues with it because of the pricing, which once again is pushing me to create my own. And maybe if I have enough time and if I modify Untitled enough, even though I don't like to do that, but if I do modify it enough, I could sell that version, which would have viable support and plenty of other things. But I don't feel comfortable with reselling something where I just tweaked most components. Anyways, once again, because I finished this, I need to refill it first of all, but also I need to pee again, so give me 2 minutes. It's not beer because I don't drink beer, but yeah, it has the same effect on me. It's like, I mean, any energy drink, pre-workout, sugary thing, because of the speed at which I drink them, like they take, it make me piss like beer. Yeah, it was just pre-workout for this because I like the taste, and it might be better than Red Bull in the morning. I don't know. I did that for a long time. I did water for a long time, and then I moved to Sneak, and I didn't like some of the effect, and I sleep. It is really weird. So, all right, let me go back here because that's really interesting to me. Energy drinks and pre-workouts and things like this, because I take them in the morning most of the time. Sometimes I have a Red Bull at lunch, but that's a different thing. They don't really disrupt my sleep, but since I've started taking Red Bulls in the morning as breakfast, the sleep schedule has been on point. As in, I go to bed around, I'm an old man, I go to bed around 8. I stay in bed on TikTok for like an hour, and then I sleep at around 9:30, and I woke up this morning at 4:45, and I stay in bed for like unwinding for a bit of 35 minutes, and it's basically 8 hours of sleep, like kinda close to 7:30 to 8 hours sleep, and I'm not necessarily like disrupted during my sleep. So that's pretty interesting. And it works well. I wish I could, but the thing is, usually when I wake up and my brain is telling me it's time to wake up, if I try to go back to sleep, I can't. I tried many times, and my dad was the exact same, which is really interesting. My dad used to wake up at like 4:50, 5:30, something like this, and then in the beginning of his years, like trying to stay in bed and go back to sleep, but couldn't. And I don't know, I wish I could. Tony, hi, good morning, how are you? Good morning, I guess. I can't do that. I also feel that the fact that right now I have streams plus regular job plus now editing and shooting videos plus social medias plus the gym plus the subsidiary Instagram photography accounts that I need to maintain. The fact that I wake up earlier gives me technically the same amount of time, but it feels like more time. It's weird. Like right now it's 9:30 kinda. I have 1 more hour of stream that would put the entire stream in like 3 hours 30 kinda, which is a pretty okay amount for a design stream. And then I go to the gym or I go to work depending on the day, and then I eat. I do some of the other things that I need to do because I'm on Japan time. I have my meeting with my work company in France. Then I go on my walk. I come back, I take my shower, I go to bed. It's like 8:30, I'm dead. I go to sleep. I wake up at 4:30, 4:50 the next day, and I do it again. And yeah, I'm kind of too busy, I agree. I agree. And so that's why I can't wait to leave that fucking company and stop working for them and have all the time in the world to do the thing that I want to do. But yeah, for now, we don't have a choice. Can you both just lock yourself? Thank you. So yeah, these are things. And so Abysmo, no, that took way too long. No, these ones are not for sales just yet. They might be at some point, but for now they are not. Shit. Holy fuck. Can I do that? I can do that. Okay. All right. I can't do that. Shit. I tried. It doesn't work. Did I not select these ones as well? Holy fuck. Sometimes. Just. And now it's all libraries. What the fuck? Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Let's do that. Let's do that because that would be way more quickly. Way quicklier? Does quicklier exist? Can I say quicklier? I don't think so. These are warning and success. Innit? So warning and success can go away. They are basically using, or they should use, communication, but they should have communication warning and communication success as default. Yeah, that makes sense. What should I say? I forgot. What was I saying? What? Listen, I'm old. I don't know what I was about to say. I forget. I talk a lot. I forget everything. Yeah. I was saying something. I have no clue. I have no clue. Can you help? Oh, that will be much faster. Shit. No, you can't help, Sturdy. You can't give me like a hint of what the fuck I was saying. I forgot. Oh. Ooh. That's bad. Alright. Fine. Alright, that seems like an okay option. And then now I need everything to take communication, which is supposed to be a change. I don't know. You decide on that. I don't. Why is it not? Oh, that's interesting. That's a good way of showing things, in a way, because they all take the same value, but because they don't have the same sublayer thing. That's interesting. Through these, yes, 100%. That used to happen to me as well when I had the ultra wide on my right side and the Mac computer screen on the left side. I had like a bit of a constantly looking at the left monitor and then turning. So here was kind of like stretched. And so this one being always looking on the side was less stretched, so I had a hard time looking at the left side. Jonathan, hi, welcome on in. How are you? They are lighter than before, yes, 100%. They are losing their color slowly, and I need to go back to the hairdresser soon. I wanted to do that today, but I don't have the time and I don't have an appointment. So that's annoying. I haven't replaced my PC. No. I did not. Oh, are we done? Sorry, I have a feeling that we're done in here. Yeah, kinda. Some of my colors here are kind of bad, specifically because of these, but that's fine. These are overrides. I don't like that. I don't like it. It's fine. It's fine. Just these. I don't know if I should. I can change the badge to outline, which will take the fills, or at least they should. Reset my fills. Well, that happens. What exercise is it? Did these not have? Oh yeah, of course. You know what? Let's just do that. Background communication. Outlined? Yeah. Cool. I knew that would work. Also, this song, heard too many times. Background communication, style swapped, outlined. It's not great, but it's fine, it works. Yeah. I hope you get paid too. What do you mean by presentation for the developers? That's interesting. Do you have like a sort of a deck to showcase what you did? Or nah. I don't want to do that, but I kind of need to. Oh, so you did a live presentation with a call. That's cool. That is cool. I think it's better than not doing it this way. Brain just reminded me that I should have used something different. Fuck. Why am I like this? I mean, it's a huge thing for the devs to be able to click a button and see things where technically they can't even do that. That's the benefit of being a dev on a Figma file, is you don't have edit mode, so you can't see this. You can't see that thing. You can only be in dev mode. Which is pretty useful. And then from here, you have the ability to leave comments and see shit, but you can't really swap to this. That wouldn't help you in any ways. So, yeah. I think on the I was about to say, I think on the file from X, I have just dev mode, but no, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah. Glass boopism is a huge old file, which is one of my most downloaded style guide on the Figma community accounts. I think you have access to it if you go here. But basically, it's a very, very simple style guide with elements that are in a glass type behavior, and if you think about it, it is really close to the current Vision OS design, but I did that like 3 years ago. But yeah, no, the idea was to have something glass related, and Tila from chat decided to name it Glass Boopism, so we did just that. We called that Glass Boopism. You can post many things. You can also like updates thing. Like for example, this to be named has been updated last week, as I shared on the Discord, and you can just do that. You can just add like a bit of a splash tag saying updated. This I should get rid of the updated here because this one is the first update. I think the second one that I will do is another sticker updated. But yeah, with like 31 viable, and yeah, that to be named one has been like reduced. The amount of components that was in there has been reduced to like nothing with the viables, which is amazing. But yeah, glass boopism is just a teeny tiny thing that we've made a long time ago, and because of that thumbnail, it has the most. I have like 3.1k duplication of that specific file, and just 1.5 here. So it's the thumbnail makes everything, and then the name glass boopism. People are like, oh, what the fuck is that? Same thing for retromorphism. Like it has 1k, and I mean the one that have good thumbnails basically have a good amount of duplications, whereas the car just means nothing. People don't understand what they can do with it because they can't do shit with it. Really? I think he said something about like creating did I do that on the fucking main timeline, or did we rant about it on somewhere else? I have, yeah, this one. The thing is, these styles already exist. Like pixel art exists, so you can use that as a starting point. But yeah, no, this Michal, did he change his like shit? Bitch. What the fuck? Ah. I couldn't find that person. No. He didn't say, he didn't change anything. He didn't change anything. No. I mean, the posture check usually is a switch of leg, because I have one leg that is crossed. So if you redeem it, I just go for the other one. But I usually stand straight at the top. Oh, we did a new YouTube video. Holy shit. You wanna kill me this morning for this? Is that what you wanna do? Fuck. Yeah. I can't. I have a hard time with the thumbnail on their own, right? The face doesn't match. I mean, the expression on the face doesn't match, and the fact that it's the fucking same screenshot of him every fucking time. It just makes no sense. And also, do you change? Like, do you have something else than a fucking white hoodie? No, you never fucking change. There is a bit of a gut feeling here. Anyways, I did some research. And right, I think when did glass morphism first appeared? It was my original thing, and most people said it first appeared in 2013 for iOS 7, but it's not true. It has been popularized by iOS 7 and Windows Vista in 2013, but it exists far prior to this. And if right, that's the origin, and before that the glass morphism term has been existing since 2020, but like 2019, 2020, that was the first time that we've seen the word glass morphism as a style used on Dribble and other social media platforms. So that dude there is claiming basically that in 2010 he was either working at Apple creating shit or creating something that Apple has been inspired by. I doubt it. I don't know why, but I doubt it. Anywho, let me not watch his face for too long, because I become angry after that. Yeah. I mean, maybe, right? Some people have created design styles, and that makes sense, but like, if you really want to be the creator of glass morphism, you need to be the shit. That's the etymology of the word, right? So where the word is coming from, meaning that as soon as the word exists, it means that it is created to explain something that exists or existed before, and we needed a fucking word to explain what we were talking about. So 1899, it's probably not that guy's birth year. Probably not. Right? But right? Probably not. Anyways. So that was Glass Movies and that to answer the question. That took me way too long. Way too much of a derail, even for me. Technically speaking, these ones are not useful at all. I could get rid of them. That would be way easier for me to just get rid of them, right? And then these 4 things, I'm thinking, right? The inner things are currently using something else, and I kind of want to have, I think I used them in BG. I have the global parent inherit, and I think I want to do the same thing here. Kinda. It's not great though, but it works. Because it will work in any situations, and that means that now if I take that and I swap my communication for warning, we still get everything working. Yes. Anyways, but yeah, I agree with you. You are not someone, if you have someone who democratized the style, that's fine, but you are not the creator. You are someone who worked at a company and then created something with a team, usually. But yeah, pisses me off. Let's get rid of that. And same thing, right? If I get rid of these and we get the opacity variable thing working, which is the plan, we should be good. We should be good. So these could use a prop star embed table. That's cleaner. That's cleaner. So we have 3 styles. Even though the last one is dark, I don't think it's a good idea to call it dark, but it's fine. That works. And we have the medium and large options. Cool. And we also have a theme light that should not exist. I always forget that I do this way. Always. That's better. That's better. Oh shit. Should I go to the gym today? I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I said nothing. I went yesterday. I'm going I'm doing one day of rest, one day of rest, and I don't care about the shit. I don't care about the day I'm going at the gym per se. Anywho, let's age shapes that thing so that we can create the specs for that newly created variables right here, which is cool. Also, one thing that I hate about what I'm about to do right now, the copy and paste styles don't take variable into consideration. Why, Figma? Why? Right? I copy and pasted the style with Command Option C, Command Option V, and when I paste it, you get me something that is not with the same components-based things that we used to have, right? Yes, sadly, yes. I could get banned of that gym specifically if I get there without like my sleeve, which is a good plan, right? To stop going to the gym, but not really appreciated. But yeah, that can happen. That can happen. I last time I went, basically, 3/4 of the way there, I was like, oh shit, I forgot my sleeve. And I stopped before the gym and I said, let's think. Should I go back home, take my sleeve again and come back? It was hot as fuck, so I was sweating already. And I said, you know what, let's go up, see if the staff member are there, and let's see if by any chance they have like a long sleeve t-shirt that I can lend me for that session. And I went in, and because it was too early for them to be here, they couldn't. So I went down, I went to the 7-Eleven downstairs to see if they had like t-shirt with long sleeve, which is, they sell t-shirt but not long sleeve t-shirts. Kind of annoying. So I then went to Muji to see if they had long sleeve t-shirt. They didn't. Yeah, you need to cover your tattoos because Japan. That's the best answer I can give you. Yeah, because Japan, there is a bit of a stigma around tattoo people, and yeah, that's about it. Can't really explain more. Because of the history of Japan and tattoos, the relationship of Japanese people with tattooed people, they have a bit of an issue with that. So if I don't have my sleeves, I can't. Basically, yeah. The Yakuza, which is the Japanese mafia, kinda can't really call them mafia because, right, Japanese. The history of tattooing is really different in Japan compared to other places. The origin of tattoo in Japan have been for prisoners. They basically had specific, let me see if I can see if I can find the history. Basically, that is the things that happens. So there were some tattoos that happened to be placed on the arm, on the forehead, on other part of the body, specifically visible parts, so that people knew the gravity of the crimes that the person has committed, and right, so that you know how to be careful around these people. And that is very, very old types of tattoo, but that was the origin of tattooing in Japan in general. So the tattoo in the forehead to display things that are like more grave. That way you can't really hide them per se, like this. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Can have kanji that evolve with the amount of time that you are caught doing a crime. Interesting. I think that's what it means. I have a bit of a reading issue here. But anyways, so because of that, tattoo is associated with crime heavily, has always been, and the Yakuza in general have been covering up their criminal tattoos with non-criminal looking things. So the Yakuzas have tried to cover up with bodysuit tattoo a lot, and so now I'm not like, right, I don't have much, but I do have some things, and I do have some things here that don't look like Yakuza tattoo anyways, but they still are associated with that, and some people just don't like it, so they prefer if you cover up. That's the I don't know how long ago. It's a good question, but yeah, I don't know. But that's basically the that's the story. That's why I need to have these. Yo, bitch, where you at? These. Okay, just get my stocking here, which is good, to be honest, to be able to just do that. And being able to go to the gym after that. Yeah, shit. And now I'm good. I can go. And I need also to, I can't have shorts. It's not uncomfortable, to be honest. I'm fine with it. It's also like kind of cooling. Oh yeah, of course. Outside is fine. It's just in public spaces like the gym, like swimming pools, like onsens, which are public bath, kind of like swimming pools, but not for swimming. Some hotels don't allow tattoos. Some establishments also don't allow tattoos for other types of activities. So, yeah. But it's pretty cool. Right? I have a friend in France that is, I think he's currently in Japan, who has a bit of a tattooed body, if I can say that, where his entire body is kind of black. And yeah, that makes it a bit complicated for him to go in some spaces. But anyways, that happened. He lived here for years, and I think he has a wife here, so he knows about the culture, he knows about the association of his tattoo with Japan overall. But yeah, he has like a lot of weird shit happening like that. This picture is always fucking with my brain. Just because of the amount of arms that he has on that picture, it's just weird. But yeah, these things are kind of blue now, and basically these are a good representation of what Yakuza would have done to cover up a double ring sleeve tattoo, right? So it's a thing. It's a thing. Anyways, that's one of the reasons why I can't go there, because I have tattoo, even though mine don't look like Yakuza tattoo anyways, and I also don't look like a Yakuza because I'm a fucking white guy and I'm 5'6", and I have blue hair, and I have a beard and glasses, which are not something that Japanese people have, right? It is inverted, yeah. So that happens, and it's fine. I will just cover up my my legs and left leg and left arm for now. I also want to have like a half. Right now I just have like this one. This one can go free, so that I have my watch here for my sets and all that shit. And then on my left leg I also have tattoos on my calf, and I want to have like a half legging as well, like just the left one and not the right one, so that I can have like shorts and shit, be less hot, because it's currently 29 degrees and it's 10 in the morning. Shit. Anywho, this is good. This is done, I guess. Let me just check the spacing. We have the gaps are 8 and 12, which we could easily place, I guess. I just did that, right? Gap of 8. It's not a viable right here. I should probably... Bitch, what the fuck? Sorry. Bitch, where? Do I have like 2? No. That is so weird. Anyways, shit happens. I was saying something and I forgot. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, these are not viables, which I think they should be viables, but I can't be bothered right now. Also, that could be a good idea. That would be the most annoying thing ever. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, I did that. By the way, I did an update on my website to get my affiliate links here, and so I did a bit of a teeny tiny shadow underneath my cards, which is right now I feel like this one is breaking and I don't know why, but I might have forgot to publish something. But yeah, I have like a bit of a shadow underneath my cards, but they are not visible other than on hardware. Subtle things. It's AOA.design. But it's obviously under construction, as the name implies. Have some pricing and consulting thing that I need to expand on write something that makes more sense and that takes less space. And probably the cards needs to be refined as well. So, yeah. The idea is to get the cards to be clickable and to send you to some sort of form that will send me an email, basically, with the rate that you chose as a basic things. Yeah, you want the cards to have shadows as default. I mean, you can. It's good. I don't want to post content. I don't want to write content. I need to. It's in the pink zone right here, but I just can't be bothered. I also need to make the that it's a very cute animation, but right now it doesn't do shit. And I placed it on the other side on the affiliate links, so it should move around, but yeah. And these cards are like basically like resizing themselves, which is fun. This is all of this is Figma made, so the idea was to get away, not away, but get less bloat on the chat, right? You can see on the chat far away, or if you're on mobile at the bottom, Stream Element is spamming with like NordVPN and Epidemic Sound and VBI and all that shit, and I kind of need to have like one singular space with all my affiliate links, and I think I need to rephrase the Stream Element message and just get it like every 30 minutes with just all my affiliate links, and then we can see where things are going. But yeah, I was thinking of using Bento second one, because I have 3 Bentos, and I could have like one of these that take the affiliate format. That would be fine, but I don't know. Yeah, case studies are bad. I talked about that with another designer last week, and Marco is one of the best options for me, specifically for case studies and project like content. If you take a look at his work right here, which first of all, go in his website, use headphones, it's amazing. There is like a ton of teeny tiny sounds, and there is a ton of interactive shit going on. It's amazing. Anyways, the things that I love about Marco's work related explanation is this. This is one case study, and it has a ton of content, and it explains shit, and there is like a lot of thinking behind it. And then you have also things like I think it's this one thing like this, where that's the entire case study, and that's the content, and there is no more than this. And then on hover on anything, you have effects and shit, because right, it's Marco, so you have tiny interactions for everything. Just really cool. But that's the amount of content that it has for the Instagram website, and for the previous one there is like way more content. So maybe, and that's not for everyone, but maybe you can have shit, I clicked on something different, damn it. Maybe you can have less content on your stuff. Yeah. Like, look at that. There is a lot of content. There is also like a lot of tiny interactions that goes through. Like, this is an on-scroll interaction because it's Marco, but some of his things are just like not needing that much explanations and that much text, and so you just do this and that's good enough, right? So don't worry about it too much, about the content of your case studies. Some of the advice that I give and gave in the past and will remain the same. There is multiple types of hiring manager. You have the hiring manager that needs to have as much information about your process, about how you think, about why you chose that color, why you chose that border radius, like the people that are extremely system-based, analytic, and they want to know everything in details. And there are people like me that absolutely don't give a shit about your like process, as long as the end result is good. So if you show me the end result and you show me like a public in production version of the product app that you're talking about, and it's working, and I can test it out and I can see if it has bugs or issues, I don't give a shit if you like use a double diamond design process to figure out that feature, or if you just said, that's nice, let's do that. Both work for me. Like, there are some places and some states of features that I just whimmed and I said, well, specifically for that type of feature, I think we should do this. And then there are other things where I said, well, we need to do some research for that thing because it's bigger than like the thinking, and we did. So it depends on the person. So you can have both, and I think what Marco has specifically is a great in between, because you get, for some people that need the details, they can go into the detailed version of their case studies, and for the people like me that don't give a shit about the details, I can go into these smaller case studies. The only thing that I wish he had on the website right here is a bit of an information that would tell me this is a short case study or this is not a short case study. Look at that. How cool is this? Yeah. I take that example every time because, right, it happened to me, but we had the need for a new, not new, but like for a designer that worked with me in my company at some point, and we were looking for someone not necessarily experienced, but not that expensive in the beginning, because, right, company in France are like cheap as fuck. So I looked into communities that I was in, and I said, I'm looking for a junior designer, send me a DM, whatever. And then there was 3 people that sent me a DM. 2 of them I was like, well, your resume is like not good enough for what we're looking for. You're working on app and we're working for something that is like desktop. And there was like 2 girls at the end that were pretty good. We hired both, but one of them, which is still the best hire that we had, one of them just sent me a DM, said I'm working on the portfolio right now, which I said that's a good designer. Still working on the portfolio. I'm still in school, which is, I was like, okay, that's a bit scary, but I've worked on this and this, and you can check them out there. That was fine. We had like a 15 messages interaction, and then we jumped onto a Google Meet call, and the vibe was good. Her like ability to learn quickly was really showing, and we ended up working together for like 6 months, and then we didn't need help anymore after that, but that's it, and we're still in contact, and it's great. And to this day I haven't seen her portfolio because her portfolio has never been published. So I never seen content, never seen case studies, never seen anything from what she had been working in. I still decided to hire her, so right, depends on the person, depends on the hiring manager. You never know. So don't worry too much. Yeah, I mean, that works, right? You got hired. so we good. What the fuck? Sorry. Something didn't work. Ah, shit. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Thank you. Switch to what? Switch to what I'm doing on my screen? Is that what you're saying? No. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm looking for the raid at that instant, and only Vash is on. Otto is on, but he has like 180 people, so I don't need that. And I can't find anyone in dev. Maybe. Maximilian, yes, I kind of agree. I also have had some hiring. Let's not rate right now. Some hiring issues in the past where I hired someone that was supposed to be highly experienced, 15 years of experience designer, and the junior that we had just after was way more experienced or way more proficient than that person. I was about to say Finite is on. Who's that? Yeah, please send the name. I want to take them out, check them out. Oh no, not Sushi Dragon. He has too many people watching at the moment, right? Yeah, that's not. I can't send you to Sushi. That's not anymore. If I had like all of my shit working, right? All of my interactions, all of my streamer interactions, yeah, I could. But it's not the case anymore. It's not the case. Basically, Just Chatting is Anime Expo thing and TDs, and then the other categories are just not that good. Yeah, that could be a good idea. There's that guy right here. I don't know what he's doing, but that's an option. It's not an option. Really? I downed one of these already, but it had like pre-workout in it. There is someone creating a ChatGPT plugin, and I don't want to put you on that. There is someone that is creating a personal website from scratch, but it doesn't seem to speak. I've been in the chat for like 10 minutes. Nothing happened. I'm trying my best to find something. Yeah, I'm sending you to Vash once again. Sadly. Let me click on that link before I send you to Vash once again. Yeah, I was looking at that, but have issues with the that broke my mind. My explosion high. I've been good. I'm about to raid. I mean, I'm looking for someone to raid. I found someone to raid, so we are about to raid. But I've been good. How have you been? I'm also extremely unhinged right now. We good. No ads, I think. Anyways, yeah, all that. I need to pee, so I'm also trying to raid before I go to pee. Raiding Vash or Meegs. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Anywho, remember that tomorrow we're streaming on YouTube, right? Different portion of the internet. So if you haven't followed there, please do so. And yeah, same time, same stream, but with way less people because YouTube streams. And yeah, I'll see you soon. I'll be back here on Thursday at the same time. And what else? We're raiding Meegs. He's doing code. I don't know. I'm running out of time. Join the Discord if you want to know when I'm live. Join the socials if you want to know other shit. Join the YouTube channel. That's the most important thing. Anywho, take care of yourself. Have a good rest of your day. Grandpa AOA is going to the gym. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Have fun. Take care of yourself. Don't be old like me. That would be nice. Bye.